Today, as the nomination or as the hearings with the Secret Service wrapped up, there is an immensely long list of questions that Kimberly Cheadle refused to answer, including, I don't know, about 24 political officials demanding she step down after essentially almost sending this nation into an unstoppable downward spiral. She didn't answer anything today. And let's take a look at this. Some of the things they did answer. Secret Service did acknowledge denying some past requests for Trump's campaign for tighter security. Now, the Secret Service has finally acknowledged that it did deny some requests by Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump's campaign for increased security at his events in the years before the attempt on him at a recent rally. In the immediate aftermath of July 13th, law enforcement agency had denied rejecting such requests. They came out and they said, no, we've always provided all the service and all the support that Donald Trump's ever asked for. Until, oops, they didn't. But the Secret Service then acknowledged late Saturday, a week after the attempt on Trump's life, that it had, in fact, turned back some requests for increased security around the former president. The reversal is likely to be key focus of congressional hearing Monday, which we watched today, of Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle, who, by the way, also leaked her opening statements to Politico and other left-wing friendly sites like Punchbowl News or something like that. They leaked her opening statement to them and then denied leaking it. I don't believe that for a second that woman didn't leak those statements. Now I want to talk a little bit about, you see, Secret Service Director Kimberly Cheadle reacts to independent review of the plot. The panel will have 45 days to review the Secret Service's action on July 13th. We are eager to cooperate with the independent security review of the U.S. Secret Service action related to the July 13th incident with Donald Trump, Cheadle wrote in a press release Sunday. I look forward to the panel examining what happened and providing recommendations to ensure it will never happen again. By the way, press like right now on the video if you think Kimberly Cheadle should be in prison. I think so. I think Cheadle should be fired immediately, brought up on criminal charges, and put in prison. And I think Mayorkas should be too. I don't think that the level of ineptitude that we're witnessing here is like anything we've ever seen before. You know, I don't believe that. I don't believe that we're safer now. I feel like we've never been less safe in the history of this country. If you watched the actual congressional hearings today, you also saw that there was a lot of people up there, even AOC, even Ocasio-Cortez said that the Secret Service saying they need 2 months to put together a report. She said that was unacceptable. Cheadle wrote that the agency is continuing to take steps to review their actions internally. Well, she admitted in her testimony today that they haven't even talked to most of the people. They never even talked to the cop that confronted this person seconds before the incident happened. Didn't even talk to him. Never even talked to Lee Tardy Oswald, the guy that nearly pulled off the quote-unquote what was thought to be impossible. Never confronted him once, despite having several radio contacts and identifying him as a threat. Not one person talked to him even once. That was admitted as fact by Kimberly Cheadle today in front of the nation. Never even talked to him. Here's a list of just some of the questions, some of the comments that Kimberly Cheadle denied answering. The following are some of the questions Ms. Cheadle was asked but repeatedly did not answer. Why did the Secret Service not station an agent on the warehouse roof that the loser Lee Tardy Oswald used as a perch? Ms. Cheadle was pressed repeatedly on this point. Her most detailed answer was in response to a question from committee chairman James Cormer, Republican of Kentucky. Ms. Cheadle seemed to indicate that the Secret Service had left the rooftop unmanned on purpose because she said the agency preferred sterile, presumably meaning empty rooftops. Instead, she said, the warehouse rooftop was to receive, quote, overwatch, meaning law enforcement officers were supposed to watch the rooftop from another higher perch. There was a plan in place to provide overwatch. Well, we know they didn't do that. And we are still looking into responsibilities and who's going to provide overwatch. I mean, okay. Why on earth wouldn't you have somebody there? Why wouldn't you have literally anybody there? Who decided that the warehouse roof should be outside the rally, that outside the security perimeter, right? Because the warehouse roof should have absolutely been inside the perimeter, but they didn't do that. Oh, I don't have a specific person to identify for you, Miss Cheadle told them. I mean, wouldn't you say that it was her job to pick the security perimeter size? And don't you think the security perimeter would include one of only 3 buildings within 500 yards of the place? She also refused to answer, why did the Secret Service allow former President Trump to take the stage despite people in the crowd pointing out Lee Tardy Oswald was on the roof? Quote, if the detail had been past information that there was a threat, the detail would never have brought former President Trump out onto the stage. Well, we know that it has been reported that he was identified as a threat multiple times. Multiple times. Reported as a threat. Yet, they lost him. They let him in with a rangefinder, which was also ridiculous. They identified him as a threat, lost sight of him by their own admission, and then still put Trump out there. Why wouldn't you just wait till you found the guy? How about also this question? How did Mr. Cooks get his rifle on the warehouse roof? Did he leave it there before the rally? I don't have that information at this time. So I assume he hid it there somewhere before the rally. I assume. And then Representative Annie Biggs said, you should have come today ready to give us answers. I call upon you to resign today. It's not enough for this woman to resign and get her cushy golden parachute, though, is it? I don't think so. I think that she must be put in prison. Another question. What additional security steps did the Secret Service take after the United States learned of the potential Iranian plot to end Mr. Trump? I'm not going to answer that either. I've been told I don't have to. Here's some of the biggest stunning threats. Almost an hour between the person of interest and threat. One of the most explosive discoveries this week revealed that law enforcement had indeed identified him as a person of interest at the rally 62 minutes before he opened fire. And at no point did they say, hey, let's not put Trump out there. Let's just not put Trump out there. I think we're good on that. I don't want to put Trump out there. Seems bad. Trump allowed on the stage 10 minutes after the hunt. So they began hunting for him. They began hunting for Lee Tardy Oswald, okay, and still put Trump out there. They started looking for him. Hey, we're trying to identify this person. We've identified him as a threat. Let's take a look. Let's find him. And they still let Trump go out there. No one was placed on the roof. Local authorities say they couldn't secure the building. And there has yet to be a motive. I mean, you also say, a majority of Trump's security detail were in fact not Secret Service. Whistleblower tells Senator Hawley. Whistleblower tells me that most of Trump's security detail working the event last Saturday were not even Secret Service. Department of Homeland Security assigned unprepared and inexperienced personnel. How can you ever blame somebody for thinking that this was done on purpose? Obviously, I don't have evidence for that. I can't say that for an absolute fact, right? I just can't. But how can you ever get mad at somebody for maybe thinking that that's the case? You know what I mean? I mean, this again, even Lee Tardy Oswald had a drone. Why didn't the Secret Service? Why didn't the Secret Service have a drone oversight? Right? Secret Service admits leaning on state and local partners after claim it ignored Trump's team's past requests. We saw today the Secret Service leader, Kimberly Cheadle, I think her name is, repeatedly say she offered one of the most absurd excuses I've ever seen. She said, well, yeah, we denied service, but that doesn't mean that he put him at risk, even though it's the literal definition of putting him at risk, the literal definition of providing him less security. Some of the stuff that was said today is mind-boggling. It is mind-boggling how it could have even happened. Yeah, here we are with more questions and answers. 8 or 9 days after the event, we know nothing. Just look at everything we knew on that day, that night of what happened in New York back in September 2001. Think about all we knew that night. We knew who orchestrated it. We knew who the pilots were, if I remember correctly. We knew what their motive was. We know nothing almost 10 days after. That should tell you something, I would suspect.